Hi, I'm Alexandra Pierce, Project Manager with the City and Borough of Juneau Parks and Recreation Department. And I want you to take a moment. Think about the thing you were most passionate about when you were a kid. It might have been a sport or hobby, an academic subject, or the arts. Whatever that thing was, think about the opportunities you were given to pursue that passion and the people who helped you along the way. Think about how those opportunities shaped who you are today. Now imagine you're a teenager. You grew up attending early morning swim practices, competing with friends at meets, and learning the value of discipline and hard work. You are now 16 and your first job ever is as a lifeguard. You learn the value of coming to work on time, being of service to the community, and making money while serving the sport you love. You know that you play a critical role in other local kids learning to swim and take care of themselves in the water, and you directly see the impact of your efforts on others. Many kids in Juneau Parks and Recreation programs have transitioned into refereeing or lifeguarding. Parents who participated in Parks and Rec programs themselves serve as coaches to their kids' teams. And many kids in our programs grow up to be passionate volunteers for our community partners. Parks and Rec provides these opportunities for the community, jobs for kids, jobs for adults, and the safe recreation opportunities that create healthy communities and improve quality of life. Whether the thing you value most is skating away on ice, summiting a mountain, or strolling along the Mendenhall River, our goal is to enhance the quality of life for all Juneau residents, regardless of age, income, or ability. So why am I telling you this? The City and Borough of Juneau is updating its Parks and Recreation Master Plan. The current Parks and Recreation Comprehensive Plan was developed in 1997. Much has changed in the past 20 years, including construction of two new major facilities, the Treadwell Ice Arena and the Diamond Park Aquatic Center, both of which were direct outcomes of the 1997 plan. Now we need to look to the future. It is difficult to know what decisions to make today if we don't know where we want to be in 10 years. So we want to hear from you, users and non-users alike, about how you value our programs and services. This will be an 18-month process completing in the late spring of 2018. There will be a number of opportunities for public input as we gather initial feedback, deliver preliminary recommendations for comment, and seek public input on the draft plans. Our goal is to have the plan submitted for acceptance by the Parks and Recreation Advisory Committee, the Planning Commission, and the City and Borough of Juneau Assembly in late spring of 2018. And now I'm going to turn it over to Kirk Duncan, Director of Parks and Recreation, for an overview of the Juneau Parks and Recreation System.
Thanks, Alex, for that introduction. When we start our long-term planning process, we ask ourselves, why are we important to the community? One of the reasons is the Juneau Economic Development Plan talks about attracting and retaining qualified employees for Juneau's workforce. One of the things those people look for is a high quality of life, whether that's hiking in the mountains, using our pools, using our ice arena, playing in our parks. Parks and Rec is dedicated to providing a high quality of life for the city and borough of Juneau. Also, we are the ounce of prevention. In the Bible it says that idle hands are the devil's workshop. And we've talked with Chief Johnson here, and we know nationwide, the busiest hour of police activity is the hour the school lets out. So it's important that we have active after-school programs, which we offer. We're also about talking about barriers to our programs and making sure that we reduce those barriers. And they're not just economic, they're also social barriers. When we look at what we provide to the community, we have three pillars that we work off of as developed by the National Recreation and Parks Association. This is health and wellness, conservation, and social equity. Health and wellness is all about providing programs that allow for people to have healthy lifestyles. And conservation is making sure that we set aside adequate resources to maintain our facilities and our parks. Social equity is making sure that people can afford our facilities. So a lot of people in Juneau don't really know what Parks and Rec does, so I want to just take a couple minutes to run through what it is that we do. As Alex mentioned, we've got the Diamond Park Aquatic Center out in the valley. We also have the Augustus Brown Pool. We have the Treadwell Ice Arena. We offer adult, youth sports, and we have the Mount Jumbo facility over in Douglas. We also have park maintenance, landscaping, the Eagle Valley Center, the Zach Gordon Youth Center, and the Jensen Olson Arboretum. We won't be talking about parking or building maintenance, which is also part of our program, but it's not part of our recreation program. And we also have Centennial Hall, and we will be doing a concurrent planning session with Centennial Hall, but not as part of this process. So when we talk about barriers, we operate our department on a combination of user fees and general government support. And so it's always how high can we take our user fees and how much can we ask for government support. So that's a constant balancing act that we do. We also work with a variety of partners to help lower the cost of our programs. One of the things when I was at Eagle Crest, which was interesting, is that we created a books to boards program. So kids in the middle schools that were economically challenged, we went to the teachers and said, who would benefit from being able to come up to Eagle Crest? So the teachers selected a bunch of students. We provided free transportation, free equipment, free gloves, goggles, all these sorts of things. And we had a relatively poor turnout the first year. Second year, we invited everybody up. We provided, all the parents could come up one night before the season opened, and we had a spaghetti feed. So the parents could look at the surroundings, see the instructors, all those sorts of things. And it really helped with participation in the program. So it wasn't only economics, but it was also social barriers. So we're looking at how do we eliminate those social barriers in all of our programs. The Diamond Park Aquatic Center out on Riverside Drive provides a great opportunity for kids to learn to swim. Given that we live in a marine climate, it's a very good thing to be able to do. It's a unique facility. It has a lap pool, which you'd expect in pools, but it also has water slides, and it has a very good feature called the water resistance channel, where people can actually go out and have physical exercise with a stress-free environment, say walk against the current. We also have a therapeutic hot tub. So, and as Alex mentioned, one of the things that we really do well is we provide opportunities for kids to have their first jobs. And so we have lots of lifeguards and aquatic attendants who really enjoy and working out there, and they find out it's important to come to work on time. It's important to have a good, positive attitude. The new Empowered Pool Board last year adopted a new pricing structure, which we actually lowered the price, and sales went up 38%. So a very good success story, and our goal is to try to bring in at least 50% of our expenses through revenues, 50% cost recovery. We also had a unique program this summer when school let out to school started. We allowed 150 kids to be able to come in and swim for no charge. We partnered with the Gangeen Foundation to fund this program. Very, very successful, again, lowering those social barriers and economic barriers as well. The Augustus Brown Pool, downtown, 6-lane pool. It has a aqua climbing wall. It has fitness equipment. It's ADA accessible. One of our challenges down there is we're looking at a $4.5 million rehab of that facility to keep it going for the next 10 years. We also have the Treadwell Ice Arena, which is an excellent opportunity for hockey players and figure skaters to get out and enjoy doing what they do. We've had a very good success story there because while our primary user groups are adult hockey, youth hockey, and figure skating, we've also been able to get the public to come in a lot, and we've really been able to raise the revenue from public use as well. So it's good to be able to satisfy all sections of that economy. We also offer lessons. We partner with youth hockey and figure skating and adult hockey to provide lessons. We also have work with SAIL, and people come in with disabilities and they're able to do an adaptive program on ice, and it's been very successful. And we've been able to increase our sponsorship by use of dasher boards around advertising businesses and those sorts of things. So really trying to raise the revenue, but also we've created a third grade program. So all third graders can come in and use Treadwell free of charge. And it works along with our fourth grade program in aquatics, and our fifth grade learn to free skiing at Eagle Crest. So taking care of that entire third to fifth grade market. One of our big challenges over there is the roof has some issues, so we'll be talking about some capital projects for Treadwell. Our next program is youth sports. We have soccer and basketball for ages 5 to 14, and we have over 1,000 kids participate in those programs. We also have a Start Smart program, ages 3 to 4, which is a safe introduction to sports without competition, basketball, soccer, and baseball. And we get about 25 kids per session, and we have multiple sessions going on at any particular time. We had a story there one time where in our youth program we had an autistic 6-year-old in our soccer program, and he just was having a hard time connecting. And our youth recreation coordinator spent some extra time with this youth over the course of this entire session and was able to bring this autistic individual into really high performing. He ended up being a goalie for the team. And his mom was so impressed that she ended up being a volunteer for several years after that. So it was really good to see that happening. In our adult sports, we offer adult volleyball. It's an 18-game season. We have 450 participants in that program. One of the unique things about our youth and adult program is as kids age up and out of the program, they often come back and are volunteers, either referees or coaches. And it's been very successful and gives them a good, healthy outlet. We have the Mount Jumbo Gym over in Douglas, which is an all-age facility. We have preschool program for kids from 1 to 6. Parents can come over and use the facility. Of course, they can rent the facility. And it's used by lots of community groups like Fish and Game come over and play basketball at noon. One of the big issues with Jumbo is it's really a failing facility, and we're going to have to put several $million into it, and that's one of the planning processes, is that where we want to be spending our money. Those are some of our facilities. Now we get into park maintenance. We maintain over 30 developed parks, which include a skate park, 7 public shelters, 19 restrooms, and several miles of paved pathways. We have over 6,000 acres of natural parks. We maintain 29 ball fields, which include dugouts and bleachers and grandstands and fences for organized youth and adult sports and for public use and rental. We also maintain 13 community playgrounds. So we're spread out all over the place on that one. And then we operate a landscaping division. We mow approximately 1.1 million square feet of turf every week. And we weed whip and maintain fence lines and all that sort of thing. We also plant 40 to 50,000 annuals each year in our greenhouse out in the valley. And we maintain over 30 locations with hanging baskets, flowers on the median and Egan, that sort of thing. We also maintain all the street trees. We evaluate dangerous trees on public property and do that throughout the borough. And we maintain the Evergreen Cemetery. So our next facility is Eagle Valley Center, which a lot of you may not have heard of. It's the old Saga Lodge located out at 24.5 Mile in Amalga Harbor. And we've done some remodel of the 2-story building out there. So upstairs we have business conference availability for 25 people, or we can move the furniture around for groups up to 50. We also have outdoor education. We have a ropes course that we'll be bringing back online. And we partner with SAIL, Discovery Southeast, and other groups to maximize the opportunities out at the Eagle Valley Center. The Zach Gordon Youth Center is a facility that's close to my heart. We had a situation recently where a kid came in all the time, and then one week just didn't come in anymore. And we reached out to the school and said, where did this person go? And the response was, we really don't know what happened. And so the kid had fallen through the cracks. And so we partnered with SAIL, we partnered with Juneau Youth Services and with the school district, and we applied for a Hope Foundation grant, and we received $30,000. So we put in a position in the city where we actually partner again with Juneau Youth Services and the school district in active youth outreach to make sure that we don't have kids falling through the cracks as much as possible. So at the Zach Gordon Youth Center, it's a drop-in center. It's open 6 days a week. It's got a climbing wall, commercial kitchen, exercise equipment, outdoor gardens, and an active meal program. We feed a lot of kids down at Zach Gordon. This year we also did something interesting. We offer summer camps at Zach Gordon, as a lot of other people do, but we actually brought all the summer camp providers into Centennial Hall so that parents could come in and see all the various activities that were available for their kids in the summertime. It was really well received, and it helped out a lot of organizations. We also we were asked to take over the after-school program at the middle schools. And so that's been a very successful program. And if any of you are interested in doing something, and we have all kinds of offerings from chess to cooking to archery, all kinds of different things. So if you have a passion and you want to give, like six visits to the school over a 3-week period, an hour each time, and just talk to groups of 6 to 8 kids about your passion, we've got a spot for you, so feel free to reach out to us. And this summer we also had youth employment in the parks, where we partnered with SAIL and Workforce Development from the state of Alaska, and we had kids from 16 to 20 who were out in our parks doing park maintenance. So half the time they were learning about how to have a job and what you needed to do, and the other half they were actually out working in the park. So it was just a really great opportunity for us. The last facility that we have is the Jensen Olson Arboretum, located at 23 Mile. It was 15 acres that were given to the city with a $2 million endowment. We have a world-class primrose collection. We trade samples from all over the world, including Tibet. And we are we partner with various community groups in the school district to do outdoor education. So the last piece of my presentation here is partners. We deal with lots of partners in the city, whether it's the Juneau Soccer Club, the Glacier Swim Club. We provide the facility, and they provide a lot of the programming. So we're really about lowering the social barriers as well as the economic barriers. So now I'm going to let Alex wrap up and tell you how we move forward with this process. And again, thank you for your participation.
Thanks, Kirk. So what are we doing next? Well, we're currently in public consultation, which will run through the end of October of this year. We're hosting a series of public meetings. We're meeting with our valued community stakeholders. We're holding a public survey, and we're performing online engagement here on PlaySpeak. We'll take that information, all the outcomes of all these meetings, and compile it into a document entitled What We Heard, which will be available online in December of 2016. We'll then take that information, compile it with the results of a Parks, Facilities, and Programs inventory, and create some preliminary recommendations which will be available for public comment in the spring of 2017. We'll then create a draft plan, which will be available in the fall of 2017, and that will go out for public comment both online and in a series of public meetings. We'll then create a final plan, which we hope to have adopted by the Parks and Recreation Advisory Committee, the Assembly, and the Planning Commission in the spring of 2018. So, what do you want us to become? Envisioning a future for Parks and Recreation, please provide your comments here on PlaySpeak. Tell us what else you would like to see Parks and Rec do over the coming years. Below, you will see a series of slides providing the details of what we do at each of our programs and facilities, much of what Kirk talked about before. Please take the time to review the information and then take our survey, participate in the discussion forums, consider the community value of each facility and program independent of your own family's needs. This isn't about ranking our facilities and programs against each other, but more at considering the individual value of each one to all community members. Thank you for taking the time to watch this presentation and to be active in your community. We really appreciate your feedback.